I recently did some traveling and picked up a lot of travel sets, and in one of my previous videos I said whatever you guys requested for me to review, I would review. The replica discovery set is what was requested that I review, so I kind of dove into those. Took me a little time as there's 10 fragrances in this, so it took me a little time to kind of dive into it and give you my feedback on it. But all in all, a good purchase. I think really liking the house of Maison Margiela. Actually, one thing is I actually thought Replica was the brand. I didn't know. I had no experience with Maison Margiela, but kind of learned a little bit about them as a brand by buying this discovery set and diving into these scents. So there's 10 scents in here. Reading from left to right: Market Flower, Jazz Club, Beach Walk, Promenade in the Gardens, Lazy Sunday Morning, Music Festival, Sailing Day, At the Barbers, By the Fireplace, and Lipstick On. Now there's 10 fragrances in here, so I don't want this video to be terribly long, so I'm just going to jump right into it. The first thing I want to say about this particular set is, one, I like the fact that you get a glimpse at the whole line. It's not just women, it's not just men. You kind of get a sense of everything. And one thing that I want to call attention to is these aren't sprayers. Sometimes when the bottle is this small and you have those sprayers, I think you lose some spraying it in the air just because you don't have that much anyway. And then two, sometimes these little bottles evaporate. I don't know why. I've had several of those evaporate. But what I want to try to show you, and I don't know if I will be able to, I may have to do a cut screen. What they have here is you actually dab these on your skin, and there's 4 or 5 little holes at the top that won't allow too much of the fragrance to leak out when you're trying to dab it on yourself. I thought that was pretty cool innovation that they put on there. So you can get a little amount of juice that you do have, you get it on your skin. So I like that. Let's dive into the actual scents themselves. Each one of these fragrances supposedly, what does it says? Reproductions of familiar scents and moments of varying locations and periods. So I think all of these kind of hold true with the exception of one, and I'll get to that in a minute. But first up, let's talk a little bit about Flower Market. Now, Flower Market tells you exactly what this is. Flower Market is, to me, a typical ladies floral scent. Probably one of my least favorite out of all of this, because it is kind of generic. Does come across to me a little mature, but I think it's still, if you like the smell, I think it's quality. And I think I would probably say that sentiment with all of these. None of these I smell and go, oh man, that's not good quality. All of these have decent quality, and the whole brand feels like a niche brand. And what I mean by that is it feels like they've put creativity and thought and quality into all these juices, more so than a typical designer brand would. We go immediately from my least favorite of the bunch to one of my favorites, and that's called Jazz Club. Sometimes you smell a fragrance and you know you're gonna love it like when you first spray it, and that's what I get with Jazz Club. I know I'm gonna love that. I know I'm probably gonna need a big bottle of that. This one is probably gonna go to the top of that buy list for me. Reminiscent of Dolce & Gabbana The One a little bit. Kind of has that same vibe, kind of dark, sweet, boozy. It kind of gives you that sense of being at a jazz club at night sipping on a cognac. That's kind of what you get. Very reminiscent of that. Very good job of kind of naming, marketing, and then putting a smell behind that image. there was a point in time where I was wearing Dolce & Gabbana 1 and looking for a niche quality version of that. I think this would have satisfied what I was looking for, even though it's a designer. At the time, I couldn't find it, and I ended up buying a large bottle of Dolce & Gabbana 1. Then they came out with Dolce & Gabbana 1 Parfum, which kind of gave me that, but this even more so. So if you like Dolce & Gabbana 1 and you want something maybe a little more elegant, take a look at Jazz Club. Next up in the set is a fragrance called Beach Walk, and this is the only one I think missed the mark on what they were trying to do. To me, this says nothing about a beach. I don't get beach at all with it. To me, this is a floral aquatic for ladies. I don't think this is a unisex offering. I think they're marketing this as a unisex fragrance, I believe. But yeah, this is all ladies. Doesn't smell bad, but not reminiscent of a walk on the beach. To me, this is aquatic floral that dries down to a musk, which none of those to me says beach. Now this next one actually is a unisex scent, and it's called Promenade in the Gardens. For me, it starts out a little too floral for it to be unisex, in my opinion. It does dry down to something unisex and something that actually smells really, really good. I would probably still want to smell that on a lady, and I really like the smell. So a good offer for the ladies, I think. Just me personally, I don't like overly floral scents on ladies. That's just my personal opinion. This one's not too overly floral. So now, Lazy Sunday Morning is another that I would give this nod to the ladies. Comes across floral, but in this one, the florals come across a little more youthful than they did in Flower Market. So that's a little more tolerable. And then they transition into, this fragrance transitions into what I would say is a fresh, clean mid and base. It's slightly powdery and musky and just clean, almost in an intimate way. Some morning intimacy, if you will. I'm always with that. Lazy Sunday Morning for the ladies. Next up, Music Festival. Now this is a creative gem. Creative, but wearable also at the same time. It's dark, but not as sweet and boozy like Jazz Club. There's this dryness and smokiness to it, and it's supposed to smell like marijuana in the air. I guess that's where the smokiness comes from. Again, impressive that they were able to take that setting and build a scent around the aromas that you would smell like at a music festival. So that, again, creative, but wearable at the same time, music festival. Now, the next scent is a very easy to wear scent. It's called Sailing Day. It's a aquatic marine-like scent, very pleasant, very easy to wear. Unisex, yeah, I'll say it's a unisex scent. I think ladies and men can get away with this in summertime. The only thing I will say about this is, even though it smells good and I like it, performance wasn't bad. What I will say is this is in the low hundreds, like a 120, 130 mark. I don't think this does anything special, even though it's nice and it smells good. I think you probably can find something similar for far cheaper. All in all, not a bad scent, but I don't know if it's full bottle worthy at that price point. And that's Sailing Day. Now, next up is At the Barbers. And again, very nice execution of a place and time. This to me smells like literally a shaving gel that I use when I shave. Yes, it smells nice, but just like Sailing Day, for something that's this vanilla, if you will, I don't know if it's worth the price point. Nothing fancy here at all. For me, not bottle worthy. Now, for me, this next one is the winner of the group, and it is By the Fireplace. Another artistic gem, but wearable. Artistic but wearable. This smells like burning wood by the fireplace. It smells like burning wood and marshmallow. Just a gorgeous smelling scent. I would expect to love this more and more as I continue to wear this. This is another one. This one and Jazz Club are definitely going in the queue for a purchase. This is a masterpiece for me. It just smells great. Everything that you would want in a fragrance, as a frag head, as a niche head. I think this checks those boxes, and again, I think is what I would consider the flagship or the best of this replica line by the Fireplace. Now, last but not least on this list by any stretch, another one that will probably we'll probably get some more wearings, definitely. I'm not sure if I'll buy a full bottle of it, but I would actually, this is a unisex scent that I would love to smell on my wife, and this is called Lipstick On. And even though it has that name, Lipstick On, it's not, I think it can definitely be a unisex scent. Now this has an Irish note in it, and that Irish note is very similar to the Dior Homme line. And if you've seen some of my other videos, Dior Homme is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. Well, this takes that scent and kind of takes it from being masculine with the woods, and just kind of brings it back center to more of a unisex. It's not as rugged in the dry down. Just a really good smelling Irish-based scent that kind of smells like a niche unisex version of Dior Homme. So those are my brief thoughts on the replica travel set, or this is more of like a discovery set than a travel set, but I really like these. I really like diving into these different brands that you haven't smelled and kind of get a sense of who these companies are and the level of quality of fragrance they put out. And I really like this brand. I'd never heard of Maison Margiela before, and kind of dive in, and kind of makes me curious about them as a brand. Let me know if you have any of these, if you smelt any of these, what you think about them, of course, in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next vid. Peace. I'm always with that.